Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another episode by Jan the Goddess Speaks. Thank you all so much for coming here to witness with your ears and your heart. For all my day ones, welcome back. And if you are new here, thank you for tuning in today. And also, don't forget, guys, to triple S with your girl. Share, subscribe, and support, okay? It means a lot to me when you all share this or even just leave me some feedback. I love that. And, it helps me to keep going with my episodes. But welcome back to my podcast, y'all. Today, I want to dive into something that we don't always talk about, but definitely feel. And I can truly say that those times when people around us use our past, our dark moments, or our struggles against us, it's like they're taking those moments and justifying whatever they're doing now. And it's as if our darkness somehow makes their actions right. And to me, honestly, that's painful and it's frustrating. And it could also shake us to our core, right? Like, what is going on? But, one thing I want to do, I just want to start off with just first saying, let's just acknowledge how hard it is when someone does this to you. When people take the things you worked hard to grow through and twist them to justify their own actions, it's beyond frustrating. And it's normal to feel hurt, angry, and even confused. I mean, we all have a past and maybe some of it's messy, but those experiences don't have to define you, and it don't define you. It shaped you. And so you can either choose to grow, to learn, and to do better. And I truly believe when people act out in ways that aren't right, deep down they feel convicted. They do. Now, some people, yes, in this world may not care, but there are people that really do feel convicted. They know it's not right, and that's on them, not on you. And so owning your journey is going to be one of the most powerful things that we can do when we are faced with this, is to own our journey. You know what you've been through, and you know the work you've been putting in to be better, to heal, and to grow. And I always say this too, like, you can't use something against me to try to hurt me or to make me feel less of, or to make me second guess or question myself, because I've already gotten through that. And so the mistakes and the struggles are a part of that journey, but they're not your whole story. And it's okay to remind yourself and even others of that. Sometimes we just have to stop and say, yes, I've been through some darkness, but I'm not living there anymore. I'm not my past. I'm what I'm becoming. I'm focused on what I got going right now, because, hey, what I'm doing right now is beyond what happened to me or how I grew up or what I experienced and the choices that I've made, right? Because again, I am owning my journey. I have taken the accountability. Now I'm responsible to move forward. There are certain things that you can no longer use as an excuse to continue doing things of the past. And so here's some tips to deal with people who use your past against you. So, all right, y'all, let's talk about this. How to handle it when people bring up your past or use your darkness to even justify their behaviors. And I want to give y'all something that could be helpful, and I hope that they can be helpful to you or help you. So the first thing you want to do is just set boundaries. Always set boundaries. You don't owe anyone an explanation for who you are today. If someone keeps bringing up old versions of you or tries to define you by your mistakes, that's a sign to either limit their role in your life or clarify what you're willing to discuss with that person. And I'll talk a little bit about being private, right, later in this. But boundaries aren't walls. They are your guardrails. Guard your information with your life, okay? They help you move forward without swerving off your path that you're on. And then what you want to do is address it directly. Sometimes it's worth having a direct conversation. So if someone repeatedly using your past against you, don't be afraid to call them out. Call it out. You can say something like, hey, I've acknowledged my past and I'm proud of how far I've come, but let's just focus on who we both are now. It doesn't have to be a confrontation. Just a reminder that they don't get to hold, old versions of you over your head. And then, hold on to your growth. Don't forget it. Because when people try to throw your past in your face, hold tight to the progress. Hold tight to that progress that you've made, and just keep reminding yourself of the work that you've done and that you are still doing. Your journey is real and it matters. And maybe you even taking up some new habits in your life, even change your mindset, started healthy routines. Keep nurturing those things. Stay on your path. Sometimes distractions are meant to throw you off, but you gotta stay focused. And so they are your proof that you are more than any mistakes or any type of low points you've had. And so with this too, recognize people motives. I want to get real here about this, because people who do this and they use your darkness to justify their actions or a way to criticize you, there's usually something going on beneath the surface for them too. Now that's the kicker. I mean, it might be jealousy, it might be insecurity, or it might be their own unresolved issues within themselves. So sometimes we become mirrors to others. We become a mirror for others. I had to say that again. Because when they see you growing, it can shine a light on where they may be stagnant, and that's uncomfortable for some people. Not that we're responsible for their reactions, but it do help us understand that their need to bring up the past is often more about them than it is about you. I need y'all to let that soak in, because how do we stay true to ourselves in this? That's the next thing, because by knowing who we are and where we're going, every single one of us has darkness in our past, and it's easy to let others' judgment or criticism knock us off course. Remember, I said, don't get distracted. But every time you choose to be better, to learn, and to even grow, you're just putting light over that darkness. And keep choosing to be the best you, and know that it's okay. I mean, if not everyone, it's not for everyone to see that growth. And it's okay if not everyone sees your growth. But as long as you know, and as long as you believe it, that's what counts, honestly. It truly counts. And then just embrace your progress, because I want to emphasize this. I don't think we hear it enough. And it's okay to be proud of your progress. And I don't mean just your big achievements and your overall successes, but I'm talking about the little moments of growth, the shift in your mindset, the quiet ways that you even change your perspective. Those things matter. And when people try to bring up your past, instead of getting defensive about it and feel like you need to defend yourself, let it be a reminder of how far you've come. And just be grateful that you're no longer in that space, that you're working to become a stronger, healthier version of yourself every single day. Every moment that you get, do not forget it. And the main important piece to this, and I love this part about this, because I'm all about this right here. And we got to learn how to protect our own personal information and our stories, because when you're growing and moving forward, it's tempting to share your journey with others. I get it. We want to share everything on social media. We got to go call so and so to tell them about everything that's going on in our life, but when you're proud of the progress you made, we want to share that with someone. But remember, not everyone deserves full access to your story. Consider who you share details with, and be mindful, especially those related to your past struggles as well. Some people might try to use that information as ammunition. Now, whether it's intentional or unintentional, to judge or undermine your progress later. But keep your circle of trust small and selective. And I truly believe in that. That's why I don't run with a big crowd of people. I'm not always on the scene. I'm not always buddy and friends with all these big out groups and stuff, because I'm very selective of that. And you got to protect yourself out here. Share what feels right with people who've earned that trust and who celebrate the growth with you, not those who might twist it for their own motives. And so when it comes to this approach, I know some people like to share, some people like to talk a lot, but this approach not only guards against any unnecessary judgment, but it allows you to keep the power of your story in your own hands. And it's also about creating a safe space where only those who genuinely support you and love you get the privilege of knowing your journey. All right. That was really quick. I don't want to make long episodes right now. I'm simply getting out things that are coming to me. And so before I wrap up, I want to leave you all with a few reflection questions and some takeaways. And maybe you can journal on these or just think about them quietly later. But what past struggles or mistakes are you proud of overcoming? What past struggles or mistakes are you proud of overcoming? Are there any people in your life who still hold you to that old version of yourself? And how can you set boundaries? Are there any people in your life who still hold you to that old version of yourself? And how can you set boundaries? What can you do this week to continue growing, regardless of what others say or think about you? What can you do this week to continue growing, regardless of what others say or think about you? Coming from me, I want you to feel empowered. My knowledge is always going to be my empower to my people. So don't let anyone, including yourself, keep you from being the best version of you. You are so worthy of growth, of peace, and everything good coming your way. And just remember, people who truly care about you will celebrate your progress with you. They don't keep dragging you back into your past. And they don't use certain things as far as weaponizing it against you to justify their actions and how they choose to treat you and where they choose to categorize you within their life. Own your story. And I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in today. And I really hope this helped, this short segment of information. And if you're dealing with people who keep bringing up your darkness, I just want you to know that you're not alone. You got to keep shining and keep growing. And remember, you don't have to be perfect to be worthy of respect and love. And with that, protect your story with all your might. You don't have to be around certain people. And I know that there are people who have no choice because they're even dealing with their own family or maybe living in the same household with the individual. But if you can set boundaries and cut individuals off, you're going to have to do that. Protect yourself. So take care, and I'll catch y'all on the next episode. I love you guys. Bye-bye.